So where we left off, you were in the middle of a battle in a werewolf cave. The leader had returned, and so far you're doing rather well. So that's instantly where we're going to kick off, and it's the wolves' turn. The wolves are here surrounding Fester, who's turned into a cave bear. What I'm going to tell you at the top of this round, that Rokkr and Akxikas, make a perception roll for me, please.
Captain.
Rokkr 16. Okay, that's enough. In fact, both of you now see. I don't know if you can see at the top of the cave to the north here. There's more werewolves. These werewolves aren't running towards you. They seem to have. You've noticed them as if they were approaching stealthily, and they've just walked down this embankment. They are looking ready for combat. I mean, you can't imagine a werewolf that looks placid. That's what werewolves look like. But they aren't running straight towards you, as all of the wolves now. If I remember rightly, Rokkr's on. You did a Legolas thing, and you're on top of this pillar. So all of the wolves are going to move in to flank round the Fester bear. I do have a dead wolf there that I'm just going to move out of the way slightly. And they can all get in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wolves attacking with advantage against Fester. That seems a little bit unfair. Well, it is what it is. You're a big bear. So versus your AC as a bear, Ted, I know you might not have this. So your AC is 12 and you've got 16 hit points left.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
First attack is 22. That's 4 points of piercing damage. Are you right keeping track of this, Ted?
Yeah, I'm on 12.
Yeah. Second attack is 27 points of piercing damage.
5.
2. Third attack is a 9. Fourth attack is a 22/7 damage.
So -2.
Yeah. So you at level, at hit the right hit points, you turn back into Fester.
Oh.
So let's change that cave bear for Fester. And bollocks. Was that 4 attacks?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you had 3 that have hit and 1 missed completely.
So I've got 3 left.
I thought you said there was 6.
So it says 7.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So this is versus Fester now. Fester's AC. Oh, okay. 22.
Obviously.
8 damage. 19.
8.
Yeah, 8.
Right, hang on. So that original -2 that carried over, does that carry over?
I'm looking it down for that. I believe it does.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All damage carries over from your wild shape form.
I don't appear to be on the screen, Dave. I can't find myself anywhere.
You cast invisibility.
So,
there I am.
Please,
There I
Dave.
am. I've been spotted.
Say again, Ted.
Dave, the last attack you did, please.
6.
7, 6.
Yeah. Which leaves 1 more attack.
Mhm.
23. They're all with advantage. That's 7 more piercing damage.
Snorted.
Okay, so now what's going to happen? What you guys notice? So Rokkr and Akxikas have seen these werewolves
Is
coming.
Fester going, ow!
Quite. You will see these werewolves run back into the cave. And I say run, they're not running as fast as they can. They're just sort of making their way back into the cave out of your line of sight.
Moseying.
Yeah,
Right.
good word.
How many did we see? How many of them were
7.
there, Dave? 7. Right.
Okay, that's their turn. make sure they're all cleared. But that takes us to the werewolves that are near to you now. Of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4. They need to make wisdom saving throws versus Jarek's. I remembered one. So it's a wisdom save.
Glad you did, 'cause it was a while ago.
Yeah. I think it's
wisdom DC 15.
Okay, smashing. So what we'll do is I'm going to go clockwise round from the bottom this time, and I've got 4. 7, 13, 2, 6, all fail.
So they all take a sexy 15.
That's a lot. Okay.
Nice. That is nice.
Okay, this one dies. What does that look like when that one dies?
Sorry, I just got distracted. I've got new dice on Beyond, and they were quite funky. They kind of exploded. They rolled, glowed, and then exploded. I wasn't expecting
they're
explosion.
the ones I was getting excited about.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was completely, utterly distracted looking at fake dice rolling across my screen.
Yeah, they're boss.
Not bad for free, are they? Thank you, D&D.
No. It's just when they blew up at the end, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, they molt into like liquid steel and disappear.
Yeah. Sorry. What were we saying? How did it die? It's Spirit Guardians that died too. Oh, this Spirit Guardians was all the little hand slaps, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, imagine a werewolf being just slapped to death. How many slaps that'd take? It'd just be horrendous.
Quite a lot. As far as target priority goes, for the werewolves, I don't know who they're attacking, but I remember right at the end of last session, I tried to make them all surrender by intimidation and failed.
Yes, but they are all going to attack you. So that's and they're foregoing. You notice this now. They're a little bit desperate. Normally, you would have learned that werewolves try and convert you into lycanthropes by biting you, but they're not. They're just using claws. They're just trying to tear you apart. Yeah. So that's a total of 6 attacks coming towards you. First one is 23. 7 damage.
Oh.
Yeah. When do you want to do your concentration check?
I'll do them at the end because I can just take them all together because it's not going to affect the fight. So
sure. So you do me a favor. Count how many hits. I'll count the attack. I'll stick up with the attack. So 1 attack. 2. Second attack is 14. Third attack is another 23. 5 damage. Reduced to 2. Yeah. 18. Misses. No, we gave you plate armor last time, didn't we?
20, yeah.
17 misses. Crit 24, which is a total of 15 damage. It's all slashing, so reduced to 13. So that is all DC 10.
So 3. It's been a while. 3 con checks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you in my aura?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've got
Plus
advantage
4
on
to
them.
all of them.
Oh, no, it's just +4, isn't it?
Yep.
So I'll roll 3 and it's +4 to each one of these.
Yeah.
Well, first one's very failed, so we won't bother with the rest.
Okay. Shame.
I mean, you only failed by 1. That was your only fail roll.
Okay. So let's take the aura away from you.
Not my aura.
Your aura. Wait a minute. Are we on night time? Because that's gonna. We are. Let's just change the map to daytime. Yeah.
Nighttime.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Ted. Were you saying something?
No.
I'm saying nighttime, daytime.
So that's the werewolves' attack. So the Spirit Guardians drops all of the hands in mid slapped.
They were concentrating on that first wolf too much and just all beating him down. It's not finished. It's just all the hands are beating that one wolf down.
So Akxikas, Mark.
Right. All of it disadvantaged with any. What's it on? Hang on. What have I got? Let's just see what I can do here. I'm right to say ranged spells are going to have disadvantage because I'm within smelly range. Is that correct?
Ranged to hit will have.
Let me just see. I think I'm trying to find my new cantrip. Could I read this? Oh no, I can't. It's a concentration spell. Okay, I'll not do that. What I'll do instead is I don't know if I haven't got anything to. I'm just going to see the one that is right next to me.
That's not on much life, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to cast. God. Sacred Flame. So he gets a DC 15 Dex saving throw, or take nap or.
He rolls a 4.
Way, so he's taking 2d8. 8 damage.
8 damage. It's not enough to kill him.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, as this radiant light comes from the sky, it scolds half of his left-hand side. This guy, I mean, he sort of limps round, and you hear the sort of whimper. What's the whelp? When dogs and wolves have been...
Yeah.
Is it a whelp?
Yeah.
You know the noise
I know what you mean. Yeah. I know what noise. Exactly
he's severely injured. So that was a main action cantrip. Any bonus or movement?
Let me see. Sorry, folks. I really should have done this while I was waiting for my turn, shouldn't I? I will use one. Oh no, it's got to be 2. Is it? Oh. I'm trying to make a spell fast. Where's me?
Did you use all your sorcery points last time?
Now I've got 2 left.
Because you twinned and quickened last session, didn't you?
Yeah, I traded a spell slot to get some back. Oh God. It's features and trace, isn't it? Speeds. Quicken spell. 2 sorcery points. So that's my last 2 sorcery points. I'll get a. I'll quicken an Eldritch Blast. One on the one that's injured, and one on the other one that's looking at me.
Okay, so both disadvantages then, Mark. Injured
both
first?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So spells. And if I disadvantage, here we go. Well, that's a miss.
Yeah.
And the second one.
Oh, I decided, by the way, Mark, before you commit to this, you know how at 5th level, a fighter or any martial class can swing and they get 2 attacks. So it's swing to see if they hit and then swing again.
Yeah.
So you get a second Eldritch Blast at 2nd level. So it only makes sense that you can do that with Eldritch Blast. To me.
Okay, well in that case, I'll do thank you, and I'll aim this one at the same lad.
Yeah.
And here we go then. Roll disadvantage.
Ooh, that means it applies to me too.
It does. Is that all right, Dan? I mean, I know you're our rules guru, but it's the fact that Jim can shoot twice. Or hit twice.
There's no description to it, so it's kind of that.
Yeah. Roll your damage, Mark, but you are going to kill it with that.
All right, which damage is 9.
Sweet. Okay. How does it die?
That's just a black beam that's almost like a spear, just punches straight in its mouth and out the back of its head, and it just slumps to the ground.
Any movement from you then?
I'm still in range of that one, so no.
Okay. Next turn.
Is that my hex on the one north of me?
I can only assume so, mate. I'll be honest with you.
Hit it.
Go on then.
Hit it.
17.
17.
Doesn't somebody? Hasn't Dan still got not Dan? Adam, haven't you still got fire breathing that I gave you?
Probably.
Was that plus your hex? Plus D8 for D6 for hex?
Oh, no, need to do that.
13's not bad.
So 17 damage off the first hit.
Yeah.
Second hit. Natural 1. Who wants inspiration? Because I've already got it. Are we doing it on 1s or was it on 20s? Sorry.
I'll have it.
Yeah.
There's no takers.
Or are we not doing it?
What's the current one D&D?
The current one, I think they took it all away. It's back on you giving people inspiration, so that's your choice. Or whether you liked the fact that it was auto done.
We'll stick with that then. We'll stick with that.
Okay, I'll have inspiration going because I already have it.
Okay.
I'll take it.
And as I hit, I'll reiterate what Adam said, but in something they'll understand. He said heal.
Okay. Is that you going for intimidation? Then I'll take it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know how intimidating it is when the second bit missed. I was going with a he said, and that one made contact, and as I say heal, I missed.
Oh, yeah.
That's up to you.
Well, it's how are you presenting it?
It was kind of reiterating what he said, with the he said heal, and just hacking at them to try and.
You just happened to miss.
I was hoping it was going to be more menacing if one of them died as I shouted heal.
Gotcha. But you're not trying to persuade them. You're trying to intimidate them into healing, roll intimidation then.
Hello. Yes. Thank you. Intimidation.
What you need.
19.
19. Not having it. Not buying it. If only you'd hit on that second one.
If I'd have killed one, then I've had it.
Anything else from Nick?
I suppose I will circle around this one, so as not to leave its thing, and then kind of reposition myself there. So I'm now stood next to 2 werewolves.
Wicked, nice one. Azrael.
Right, he's got the fire breathing still, so it's got the cone effect, hasn't it? What was it? Basically, what I want to do, Dave, see if you'll let me. It's got loads of movement. I want to go for these 4 here without hitting Ted, or as many as I can.
15. I think it's 15 feet, isn't it?
Let's just double check.
Yes, it's a 15-foot cone, I believe.
Yeah, so I might not be able to get the last one.
You can get 3.
Yeah.
Without hitting Ted, you could probably get 4.
Go for it. I'm happy to go with that.
Yeah.
And then once he's attacked, he's just going to fly high where we can see but not be hit.
Wicked. Okay. So that's a Dex.
Let's have a double check. It's as though I cast it, so it's going to be 2 spells. Dex 15. Yeah.
Okay. 8, 7, 4. Crikey. Full damage.
All failed. Right, 3d6. Come on. Oh, bollocks.
Oh, that's a shame.
Nudges, and that's all he can do.
That is a shame because you could have killed those. Not to worry.
Yeah.
That takes us to Rokkr's turn.
Alrighty.
Rokkr's an animal. He can take a couple of them down.
So yeah, you're cool with those up there. Let's go for. Oops, that's the wrong keys. Okay, that one there.
Yep.
I can't remember if I've got Hunter's Mark out.
I'd be surprised if you hadn't, mate. I think I can see your Hunter's Mark on the one underneath Nick. So yeah.
That's dead.
Yeah.
So I have to as a bonus action, move it onto.
Well, you don't have to. You're still concentrating on it.
Okay, so let's just attack this one here.
Yeah.
It still needs a bonus action to move it, but yes, the Hunter's Mark is on the thing I said leave to me.
Did I kill that? I might have killed that.
21.
No,
21 hits. It's on 2 hit points, Jim. So fill your boots for that one.
Bonus action. I will move it onto Hunter's Mark onto that guy there.
Sure.
So I'll roll to hit him. 17. 14.
That's
Another
2
one.
dead.
Oh, right. I didn't think I was going to kill that. So
Yeah,
I can't
these are
read
only
that.
wolves. These are sort of presented themselves as just normal.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've
I'll
made
move
them
my
a bit
Hunter's
crispy as well.
Mark. So that's me done, really. 2 attacks.
Sure.
So
Okay, Fester then.
Oh, yeah. Right. What we got left?
You've still got
Well,
a few wolves around you. 5 wolves.
Uh-huh.
2 werewolves next to Akxikas Fester, Akxikas, Jarek, and Nik, and then you've got the werewolves that ran back into the cave.
Has anyone else's map tools got Fester halfway through what appears to be a misty step?
Yes.
Yes.
Just thought I'd check.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there.
it wasn't me.
I was thinking about having Cinder come up, grab Fester, and teleport out of there, thus dealing some fire damage when I leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're all weakened anyway, except the one at the bottom.
So that sounds wicked
Yeah.
to me, Ted. I like how that. What does that look like then when you do that?
I'd have thought they're all within 5 foot of me, seeing as they all attack me.
Yes. Well, yeah. I'm committing to that. Yeah, I'm happy with that, Ted.
We'll go with a screeching honk from Cinder as it swoops down, lands on my shoulder, and then there's just a bump of fire.
Nice.
As I teleport 15 foot away.
Okay. So they've got a dex save again.
Hey, what's going on there? Now I've disappeared.
You're here.
Oh, you've got you went up right all the way up there.
I've still got you. But that's important. That's all that's important, right?
Yeah, no, but that's not where I was going to go. I was going to come out.
Do you mean?
Sorry. Hang on. Yeah, dex saving throw against my spell save, or take 1d6 plus PB fire damage.
Okay, so proficiency bonus. What's your DC?
My DC is
Where the action is.
well, that's a wrong class, isn't it? Which is 16.
Your
Spell
save is
spell
16.
save.
Right. Oh, first one's 22. 7, 8, 21. So 2 pass. 2, 3. Oh, I've got another one. And that's 15, so that fails. Okay, what's your damage?
1d6 plus PB. PB being
Proficiency bonus.
which proficiency would that be?
Your proficiency. Front page, you'll have a proficiency.
Oh, +3. Yeah.
Yep.
Right at the top. And then it's fire damage, so that one's 2.
Yeah. So 4.
5.
5. Yeah, big one. Right. So the top 3, these 3 are burnt to a crisp. These 2 at the bottom take 5 damage.
Prawn cocktail flavour.
Nah.
Crispy.
Okay. So Fester's and your. Where did you arrive? 15 feet.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm over there.
Hold up.
Where did you actually want to go?
Where did you actually want to go?
I was gonna come outside here.
Sure. Does Cinder have to come with you? He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. He teleported me.
He's the teleportee.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So
he's the teleportor.
Cinder's with you as well. So is that Cinder's? Is that your bonus action?
I'd have thought that'd be Cinder's. I don't. Hang on. Was it specified?
Yes. You gave him the command as a bonus action to teleport.
Right.
Right. So you've got an action left.
Three. Didn't think that through completely. Maybe we'll be there instead. Oh no! What's going on now? Sorry, my computer decided to open multiple windows for no reason.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
It's because obviously not having a mouse and using the laptop, the trackpad is also sensitive to opening, well, to clicking things open.
Little monkeys.
Just
I've a little fertilise the old flyer Jarek.
it's turned down.
Okay. Are we having a mark game?
I didn't even hear what he said that time to know what the theme is tonight.
Fertilise the little Garrick or something like that.
Fertilise something.
Jarek.
I'm going to go shot or shoot, something to do with guns, the action of guns.
Okay, shot or shoot. Sure.
I'm going to have.
I'm going to go with tickle.
Tickle.
Just gonna throw an ice knife at the furthest wolf from me. So
yeah,
that fella.
Yeah,
it was a very nice extraction, Ted.
Yeah,
that's the joys of having a goose, mate. 13.
Try it yourself.
13 is exactly what you need to hit.
Fantastic.
Was I on mute when I said badger? Sorry.
You were.
You were.
Did you have an option to?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
9.
9 kills that one, and it explodes on him as well. The other one's got a DC 16 dex save again. Fails.
Right, so then 2d6 cold damage.
Pardon me. 10. Yeah, you only needed 6. That'll kill it.
Marvellous.
Yeah, done well there, mate.
So we have several wolves on fire and several that are frozen dead.
Indeed. Any movement?
I might do a little jig.
Okay.
Just on the spot.
Yeah, otherwise, I think
Very pleased with himself.
I'm reasonably safe now, thankfully.
Quite right, too. So that's Jarek's turn.
I'm going to go with abstract. Sorry.
You can still breathe fire, by the way, Jarek. I think it's got about 6 rounds left.
Yeah, the only thing is, no matter which direction I do it, I'm getting somebody.
Oh.
And it deals a similar amount of damage to his mace.
Is it done?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
it's
like-
done.
No, he's had it.
I'm well aware of
Well, that's a bit more than my mace.
They get a saving throw.
To avoid all of it.
bothered you all about setting fire to Dan.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anywhere I can do it while. Yeah, I'm just going to, because I can only, all I can see is that the only 2 things left alive are these. So I'm not going to use another spell. I'm just going to hit the one next to me with my mace. I'm blaming this one for breaking my concentration, so I'm going to smack him on the head.
Smack round chopped with stick.
Just keep it nice and simple. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
A modest 9 damage.
Okay. Is that a normal mace?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you bring the mace down, smash through his arm breaks in several places, and then it instantly knits back together again. Doesn't take any damage.
Why aren't you using your magic axe?
Because my default is I still go for the mace first until I realise, as I said at the very start of the fight last week. But I am going to use my crusher feat to push him 1 square away from Akxikas, so Akxikas isn't in base contact anymore.
Nice.
So
So
I'll get
that way
reaction.
or that way?
There. So he's still next to Nick.
Gotcha.
Because I'm sure Nick would really like to be able to stab.
Right.
Do I get a what's it, Dave? A reaction?
No, it's involuntary movement.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Hairy moth.
Shame. So anything else from Jarek?
You'd be better outside of stabby range.
Yeah, I always prefer not being stabbed, given the option.
Jarek, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to these levels. Okay. I'm just going to arrange that. So next up is oh, that's annoying. The werewolves near to you guys. Okay. How? What's the state of play of Nik and Jarek? How are they looking?
Is it in hit point wise?
With their eyes, Dave. With their eyes.
How's Ted?
I'm still
You
pretty
listen
good.
with your eyes, according to the.
Do you want
Rainbow
actual
song.
numbers or do you want in-game? Ooh,
Let's go for in-game, shall we?
I'm all right.
Still fight ready, just a little bit bruised.
Okay. So from that description, it looks like Jarek is a little bit more bruised than Akxikas, so they're both going to try and stick on Jarek. So there's 4 attacks coming towards you. First one is a 19, 6. There's a crit, so 24. That's 11 damage. And 20.
20 hits.
Yeah, that's only 5, so you only take 2.
Super. I'm looking slightly more bruised than I were when you asked.
Thank you. Akxikas.
Right, I'm out of range on that fella now, so yeah, it's just going to be 2 Eldritch Blasts in his foot. Well, you know what I mean. I'll cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Which one? Nearest to you? Or furthest away?
No, this one here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you got a hex on the go?
No, I'm concentrating on me Dragon Breath, which I think's got 5 rounds left now. I think is that tally with you, Dave?
Sure.
Tells me what you've been keeping track of, doesn't it?
Well, we haven't been in combat more than 5 rounds, have we?
No.
Yeah, I'm just going to tweb it.
Go for it.
Roll. So first roll is hit.
Yeah.
And 9 damage.
Gotcha.
Second hit.
Yeah.
13 damage.
Done. Okay, so both of them are looking worse for wear. The one.
Bonus action.
Yeah, go on,
Sorry.
mate.
Bonus action, I'll trade a level 2 spell slot for 2 sorcery points.
Okay.
Thanks.
Any movement?
No, I'll stay where I am, I think.
Come on then, Dan. Next turn.
Let's hit the one that I've got a hex on.
Okay, good idea.
17.
Hits.
That plus a d6. 12.
Wait, it's a 1 hit point.
Oh. Hit it again.
Yeah.
Smash.
18. I mean, it's dead, right?
Yeah.
Move my hex over to this one. I can't really squeeze into the into that space, can I?
Yeah, why not?
Just try and put myself in the way of Akxikas.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh, thank God they're hitting the bold guy. I'm so nearly dead.
So that's Azrael.
That sounds like deception.
Right then, so let's see what we've got. Is there anything that's out of bounds that you don't want hitting? Anyone? There's only one thing left standing, isn't there?
Yeah, I think we've gone past that now.
Don't hit that one.
Yeah, he's just going to keep. I'm not going to. There's no way I can do anything without getting someone. I don't think, unless let me do some sort of mad angle, Dave, to get the
Azrael to peck his eyes out.
He can't attack. He can't attack physically.
So if you're going a cone like that, easily.
Yeah. Well, in that case, he'll swoop down, do his thing, and then piss off back where he was.
Okay. So that's DC 15.
15. Yeah, Dex.
Rolls a natural 1.
Oh dear. So he's getting his 3d6 then. Let's see if I can do a little bit better. You never know.
It's going to be a tough ass. This is Mark. I'm not going to tell you what his hit points he's on, but you can kill him if you roll well.
Right. So it's level 2. That's why I can't find it. 3d6.
Under 18.
13's not quite enough.
Oh. So yeah, that's going to be when he's flown back to safety. That's his go.
Okay.
Dave, this is wicked familiar, mate.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So Rokkr, you can see this burnt, crispy-looking werewolf. He's the last one. Everything else in the cave has gone quiet. The werewolves that you did see have disappeared in.
Alrighty then, let's go for him.
Well, I assume we're gonna go and have a little rest.
29 hits.
That's a natural 20.
It's a natural 20.
That's a crit then, isn't it?
Yeah.
19 damage is an easy kill. Done.
Right.
Dead.
That's every single one of them in the cave. Done. Well done, guys.
No, we know there's another 7 in the.
We don't.
What do you mean there's more in the cave?
Well, no, anything that I see that way,
the two people that saw them hasn't said a single word.
Unless I've said otherwise, I would automatically relay.
You saw more go into the cave.
There's 7 more in the back of the cave. We're gonna have to go in.
Children. In
we don't know where the children are yet, do we?
I'm heading towards the cave.
Okay.
We're out of combat now, aren't we? So
yeah.
Are we wanting any healing? Because I know I could probably do with a top up.
Let's see what I've got. I'm sure.
A little bit.
I'm fight ready. I'm battered and bruised, but I'm still fight ready.
My level 3 healing spirit will do 6 lots of 2d6.
That's over time, though, isn't it?
It's only over a minute.
Okay. I was going to say we don't want to be stood outside the cave for too long. If we've had sightings of more wolves in there,
and it moves, doesn't it? So it can keep up with us as we walk.
Does anybody want a slide D4 plus 4 while we're getting some heals on?
What's that from?
Oh, me. 7 to someone.
What from?
Healing word.
Oh, save that for combat.
Oh,
yeah, save those for combats. It's like the prayer of healing I've got, and the one Ted's got are the out of combat ones. If the ones Ted's got can keep with us, we can walk into the cave slowly while it's going. Because the only one I've got would take us standing outside for 10 minutes, which isn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sorry, hang on. It's
you ever get good burst?
The spirit can heal at any. Spirit can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus your spell casting ability modifier. And I believe that was 5, wasn't it? So that would make it 6.
6.
Yeah. Just double checking.
And I think you can move it 30 feet as a bonus action per turn, so it can keep up with a walk in.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to go and give it a hug to get the
hug the glowing swan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they nerfed that one.
So Festus summons a swan. This is directly after combat, so you're all sort of still in the same position. I'll assume that you summon it towards where you're moving.
We're just going to do it so we can slowly walk into the cave, so we're not burning time.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on where these werewolves have gone.
Okay, so that's the healing that's going to take place. Is anyone else doing anything in terms of healing? You're saving the healing word for combat.
If people are a couple off, I might top up with lay on hands, but at the moment, it's seeing where we are.
That's what I was saying. Did you ever get Goodberry, Ted? Because that's amazing for little tiny.
I think I can have it. I haven't got it at the moment, though.
It's awesome, you know. It's worth a read. Some DMs ban it, apparently. Because it's so
Yeah,
good.
it's abusable with certain rules.
They ban it on survival-based games where the whole point is you go and scavenge for food, and then someone goes, "Goodberry, we eat for 10 days." That's why it's banned.
So, how do you want to proceed into the cave?
Slowly.
Standard
On
marching
all
order.
fours, howling.
Yeah, as we were when we were approaching the cave the first time, but moving slowly in.
Right, so...
Do you want to send the owl in for a little scooch before he walked down there?
With the Order of the Swan, what do we want? How many people need it?
How much does it heal per person per round? What's the
2d6?
2d6?
6 attempts at 2d6.
And I don't need anything.
So Mark's out. JMO said he needed a touch up.
25%.
I'm at half stats basically.
So you could do with at least one.
But,
If I had to put mine as a fraction, I'd put it as 56 70ths.
Well, shall we say us four will go through it once, and then afterwards we'll see who else still requires it. Yeah,
That feels a little bit precise, Dan.
I'm 102 140ths.
Go on.
I'm gonna have my 2d6 first. Thank you very much.
Sure, makes sense.
Of course, yeah, I only get 6. JMO,
please.
I wasn't offering. I'm just telling you. You can have 7.
7. Thank you very much.
Dan.
I was going to say focus on others. If there's any left, I'll have it at the end.
Of
I'm
course,
getting
you
it
got
now.
11.
I'm on full.
Oh no,
So
8. Sorry.
I get 8. Thank you.
Mental.
Bobski. Of course.
Ooh.
So we'll have another one for Adam, I'm guessing.
Because that one didn't really do a lot.
You're feeling.
So
There you go, it's a bit better.
Is that 5? 1, 2, 3. 5. One more.
Yeah, I've got
Not me.
anyone.
I'm probably the lowest out of the lot of us still, but I'm not that bothered.
I intend to try and not get surrounded by wolves again, so
Whereas I'm going to be frontlining.
yeah, we'll give it you. Have another. Hey.
Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna present you with what's in front of you. Then, do me a favour, just position yourself in your marching order here. So right in front of you, if you remember, the cave splits into 2, left and right. Standing on a 5-foot high ledge between the divides are 2. No, doesn't matter. So that's a 5-foot ledge, left and right. To the left, here. A 5-foot high stone ledge overlooks the large cave, of which has a smouldering campfire at the far west end. The floor is covered with gnawed bones. You, who'd probably notice, I think it'd be Jarek. If you remember when you first approached, there was this sort of discordant flute type sounds coming towards you. One of these is the werewolves die and turn back to some of them turn wolf, some of them turn back to human. One of the humans has a fancy looking shiny flute on his person. And the same also has a pouch. So in terms of sort of looting, rifling through the corpses, Jarek would notice
I want the flute.
the flute is worth 250 gold. and the pouch contains 4 50 gold piece gemstones.
I'm happy to share the flute. I wasn't aware that it'd be worth that much. And the flute.
So I'll just chuck it in with the party treasure for now.
Yeah, man.
Split it
What type of
split it
gems
five
are they,
ways.
Dave? Anything we can use for spell components, like the diamond for the.
That's 300 gold for Revivify.
yeah.
And it's 1 for Revivify, I believe. I don't think you can split it. So to the right, you've got so there's a gash in the rocky ceiling, allows grey light and cold drizzle from the outdoors to seep in the dank torchlit cave, where an underground spring forms a pool of water roughly 40 feet across and 10 feet deep. It's very clear, very inviting looking. Looks freezing cold. A 5-foot high ledge of the north overlooks this exact pool. A similar ledge spans the eastern wall with a rough-hewn staircase leading up to it, and there's crates. What I will do, I'm just going to take Jarek's token for a second. As you're scouting the cave a little bit, this... just give me 1 second. I'm just going to add a little bit of a line here.
I'm just going to roll the d20 because it looks cool. It's not for anything.
Okay, so that's the gash in the ceiling. That's the natural pull. These are all crates. This is a dead end. There is a 5-foot sort of edge here that you're struggling to see over at the minute from your viewing distance. Right, so that was your marching order, Jim. Let's move you in a little bit.
Before we carry on, Dave, as part of that healing thing at the end, I'd have blasted Jarek for another 10. And Fester, were you still a bit down? Do you need 10, 5?
Yeah, I'd forgotten that I could have added a D8 to any of those.
Add it to your own then, mate.
I'll have a D8.
Just 10 onto Jarek then. Another 10 hit points, Jarek.
So we rolled a 2, yeah? 2 with a D8? Yeah, we go. Called it.
Called it.
Right. So with the fact we've now seen obviously a bit more of there, so we can see that that this is a solid wall all the way down, or was that open, or could we not quite see that?
It's the other side of it's open, but it's a little bit beyond your distance. What I'm just going to do, I'm just going to change the vision back to night time. No, you know what? I'll keep it on day because there are torches still lit inside the cave. So you can see torchlight shining from inside here. It's just a little bit beyond your field of vision from this angle as you're creeping around. You very much get the impression that this is other than the crates here, there's not a great deal there for you. There doesn't seem to be anywhere to go. This, however, you get wind blowing down and there's the occasional echo coming through the cave. Just to move it forwards a little bit, as you sort of try and scope round here, you can send Azrael just a couple of feet.
That would be with other people's consent. I was going to do that.
So to the left, it's a maze of torchlit tunnels and caves expand in front of you. Bones lie strewn on the floor, and that opens up quite significantly. This side. There's, in terms of overall, I mean, you hear the dripping of water every now and again. Everything seems quiet. The flickering of torches as you hear the flames from the torches blowing in the breeze. It's a dank, cold cave, poorly lit with torches. There's not a great deal of other sounds. There is a smell emanating from in front of you of rot and decay. What do you want to do?
Hold my breath.
We're looking for where do you reckon there's the most chance of finding the prisoners? Because that's what we're here for mainly.
That corner. So I just
saw the werewolves.
this way slowly, steadily. I mean, if anything, the only thing that would have me concerned is if there's anything around this corner. So if Azrael fly around the pool just to check while we all make our way up this way.
Yeah, I'll send him round. See if he'll tell us if there's anything.
Round the pool, yeah.
Yeah, so just to check around the pool to make sure there's nothing we're missing while we all kind of gather in this area, deciding how best to go up there. How high did you say that ledge was, Dave?
All of the ledges are pretty much 5 feet.
Okay.
Almost
So
universally 5
you
feet.
can see over it, but can't. But it's a scramble to get up it.
So here then, that rock links to this maze of pillars coming down from the ceiling. As Rial scouts round, you can see and hear. Are you? What's happened here, Mark? Because you've moved Akxikas.
I just moved me. Yeah, but I'm not actually. I was jumping the gun. I thought we were all going to move up there.
We were all walking up there, so it's just no one else has moved them yet.
How far from you can Asriel go?
Just double check that.
You can go any distance. It's just they can only communicate within 100 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So he's not going to exceed 100 feet.
Okay. So that takes Asriel to just about here. So what you can see in front of you, you can see a fair amount as he scouts round and returns to you. As you're looking forwards and you've got the natural cave walls to the left and the right, you can see these formations, these pillars in the middle. And there's 3 distinct pillars and then a larger pillar. So 4 in total. It's a larger cavern beyond you. And to the right, which would be to the east, you can just make out 2 sets of rough-hewn stairs going down into a larger chamber, which appears to be situated the other side of the dead end. So this is relatively open with the supports in the middle, and it opens up here. But that's all you're getting as he flies around 100 feet. He's not seen anyone or anything.
I'll report this back to the group. Yeah. Well, I'd have been looking through his eyes if we were just stood there. So I'll tell everyone. As far as we can tell, there's somewhere else. We don't know. They're not back there.
Realistically, then we'll just go up the stairs and push through these areas slowly, so we can make sure to check blind sides down this side as we go. But if the stairs sound like the most likely destination, if that's the only other thing you could say.
Okay, move yourself forwards then. So rinse and repeat. As you guys move forwards in formation, you'd stop every now and again, and Asriel does his sweep round. Asriel reports back a little bit more information on this second one. At the back of the cave, just here, if you let me, I'm going to take control of Jarek for a second. There we go. So at the back of the cave, Asriel reports back that there's it does look like the back of the cave, and there's a curtain. There's a curtain made from skin hanging here. As Asriel sweeps round, down these 2 rough-hewn steps, they lead down to a torchlit cave and a bizarre sight. Wide-eyed children stand behind wooden bars and stare into the gloom with terrified silence. The cave holds 6 wooden cages, their lids held shut with heavy rocks. 2 of the cages, I'll skip over that bit. A crude wooden statue stands between the cages. That is here. I'll point that out in a second. It bears the rough likeness of a wolf-headed woman draped in the garlands of vines and night flowers. Piled around the statue's base is an incredible amount of treasure. A woman in shredded clothes is stood next to the statue. Next to her is a small boy. Behind the statue, 2 maggot-ridden corpses hang from iron shackles bolted to the wall. Next to all of the cages are stood 7 werewolves, with this woman stood next to a boy that's out of the cages. What I'm going to do, because they're not going to move, I'm going to put you into a position where you can all see them. I'm not necessarily going to say that you're here. You can certainly move yourself wherever you want to. Who's that missing? Sorted Mark, yeah. There you go. So hopefully you can see all of this. So,
well, anything that I'd relay anything that anybody can't see. I'll be quietly, obviously, at this stage, just relaying to them what I can see exactly.
yes,
I'm slightly concerned by the 42 werewolves.
42
There were
werewolves.
seven. You
There's
said
only
there were 7 by the cells.
Each
There's
cage.
6 cells.
7 by 6.
42 werewolves.
Nice. Answer to life, the universe, and everything, isn't it? So there are 1, 2,
Not
I
42
fancy our
werewolves.
One,
chances.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 werewolves. Most of the cages contain 1 or 2 children. This woman. So Azrael will report this back to you, and I'll have a perception check from Azrael just before I commit to this, Mark. This woman here stood next to the boy. She's holding the boy, sort of as if to console him, sort of trying to keep him back, and she's whispering to these werewolves. The werewolves, however, each have a child next to them, and their claws and talons ready to rip their throats out.
If you get a natural 20, a red dragon appears.
What, with the Thembashard dice?
Yeah.
Wicked.
Which I just did on his what's it check.
Is it a big red dragon?
Oh, it was a percent. I did a percent. I was supposed to. It's
Donkey
big-ish.
boy.
It's probably like as big as a hamster is in real life.
Okay, that's pretty
Nice.
reasonable.
That's pretty big.
Surely it depends on your monitor.
Yeah, true.
I think I rolled the wrong thing though.
Or
because that
on
was-
how far away you are from your monitor.
Yeah, it's only +3. You're only 23.
Yeah, that's right. 23.
This boy you've seen before.
Is it the lad that we were sent to get in Kryn, me and Rokkr?
Yes, this boy is Kellen, who's the bush boy from
We
the end of the
know
last
him.
home.
No, we've met him a couple of times,
Yeah.
or a few
Oh.
times. I'll just I'll send a mind message to Rokkr saying an explicit say he's here, the lad, the fella that yeah.
Damn it.
Okay, so you're happy with what's in front of you. As far as you're aware, they're prepared for you. You know that they've run away from you. This woman is trying to talk to the other werewolves. She's trying to protect this small boy, but so far they don't seem to have acted in haste. You guys aren't yet visible to them as Akxikas relays this information to you. What do you want to do?
Hang on.
Well,
You all disappeared.
posed like that, we probably need to go in non-threateningly, but
We can't go in non-threateningly because they saw what we just did to their friends earlier. They saw what we were doing and sloped back off.
Yeah, but they've got the claws on the kids' necks ready to slash their throat. So how do we do? How do we approach that? Not aggressively,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to Dan with his high charisma.
Mm. I mean, I'm all
talking.
on that. I've got a really fast bow. But
Yeah, I mean, from the description, this isn't a go. If we charge in combat ready, the children die. So I think it's got to be more
In
diplomatic.
that case, we'll send in the friendly neighbourhood paladin with his big convincing smile, and we'll back him up if he's up for it.
Okay, so before I go in, I'm not entirely sure what to say. So let's have an idea of what the paladin's going to say before I just walk in and go, "Hi, dogs." It's not going to go well.
It's not a good start of that.
How do you do?
I used to be a werewolf. I'm all right. No.
Can you juggle tennis balls? If so, that'd be an idea.
yeah, that's a good plan. If we just go in and shout fetch and throw a stick out, will most of them leave?
How about, because it worked so beautifully for us the first time, I just walk in playing a flute?
Why not?
So a bit more information.
Harvest a Hufflepuff. I'll be back.
Did Akxikas and what's he harvesting?
Hufflepuff.
Damn it. Did Rokkr or Akxikas tell us that they recognised the child? Or was it all just telepathy?
I'm sure Akxikas said he was going to relay everything.
Yeah, safe to assume he has.
Sharing.
So if we know, if you've told us that there's a child that you've been tracking, we're going to want a bit more information on that, so we know kind of the background and what we're going to talk about, who this child is, why they might have the many things, just to make sure we don't say the wrong thing, or we can ask relevant questions.
In this rare occurrence of events, Mark actually remembers more than I do.
Nice. So we're screwed. Well, so the three points on the table then are the child that they recognise, the generic children that we're trying to save, and we think my tarot reading was directing us here for something. So they're the 3 points on the table. Not to mention that we just slapped the living shit out of. I mean, the last ditch play, Dan, is the what we've wiped. If it still goes wrong, it's we've already killed a lot of you. Let the kids go, and we'll let you guys walk away. That's the last ditch attempt.
Or Dan walks in saying, "I believe one of you ordered a flute."
No, the flute's firmly in the bag of holding. He's not having it back if that's his play. I don't know. It depends. A lot of it's going to depend on the woman, because she seems to be kind of restraining the child, we said, and talking. I don't know whether she was talking the others down or not, but something obviously called the other 7 werewolves back when they were coming to engage us. So she's got to have some clout.
We haven't seen the statue. Has that been described well enough for if I've kind of dedicated the last few years to hunting undead / unnatural things? Would I recognise it as like some werewolf god? I know Saloon is the goddess of the good lycanthropes, but is there
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll do. Do you have history proficiency?
History?
Sorry, religion proficiency.
I'm going to say no to both.
I've got history proficiency, but not religion.
What, the cleric and the paladin neither have got religion?
Yeah, you don't tend to do religion when it's you only know about your own god. You don't tend to give a crap about the others.
That's fair enough. I'll accept that.
Sorry, Dan. Did you say neither history or religion?
I don't have proficiency in either.
No. Have a history check then, Adam. For as the statue's been, has been described to you.
A modest 12.
No, you're not sure. This seems to be a strange amalgamation of things that you've heard before, possibly a Barovian thing, but you've not really quite put 2 and 2 together in terms of what it could possibly be. It is a wolf head.
So, are we... Clearly we're trying to barter for the children's lives.
Well, I reckon I'll give
that's priority 1. Do you want to give up your soul for these ones as well, Ted?
Well, what I was thinking, I've got an idea.
It worked the first time.
He's got a good record of getting it back so far.
So obviously the main thing is getting the children out. Are we averse to letting these things go and that being true to our word that we are fine to let them go?
What's the deal with the other kid that Mark and don't know, because we don't actually know what the deal
we were actually hired to rescue him.
Who is he?
He was just a bar boy. He was just worked at the bar where
you were hired to rescue a bar boy.
Yeah, we didn't try and bomb him or anything. It was just a mate. We didn't really see him like that.
No, it just seems an odd. You wouldn't have thought someone would pay for a bar boy to be rescued.
Yeah, well, they were nice people. And we're nice people. We're doing it for.
I'm not saying you're not nice people.
Possibly doing it for nothing. Actually, I think.
Maybe the pub was doing quite well.
It was
surplus cash.
He was well liked. He's a nice lad.
I'm not a fan of letting them go, but if it's in exchange for kids' lives, I'm happy to let them go.
Yeah.
At the same time, these children weren't from Barovia, were they? You weren't hired from Barovia.
No,
No, it's only one of
leave
the
that
the
child's
graveyard.
from Kryn. The
So
lad
then
we
it's-
know's from Kryn.
And it's an escort mission of trying to get the children back to possibly father, whatever, which isn't where we want to be bloody going.
I hate escort missions.
So we don't have any issue bargaining for the werewolves to leave unharmed and meaning it if it means the children are saved. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be I'm lying to try and get them to go. That'd just be good old honest.
That's honestly, I don't like letting them go, but in exchange for kids' lives, I will be willing to let them go.
Yeah, me as well.
The
But
other
before
thing
you
is,
run in,
do we try and almost see if they're willing to leave Strahd's side and kind of help against him, or want freeing from Strahd's?
Well, that kind of depends on. I think we're not going to know that until we get in there, because we killed what we assume is the leader outside. It's what's the hierarchy left of the pack.
We can't take them on their word for anything.
So at this point, then you'll hear, as you guys are out of earshot, even assuming that they do have some kind of supernatural hearing. You'll hear in a sort of rich, deep female voice a woman say, "Hello there. We know you're there. We are willing to talk, but after what you've done to our pack, we are taking precautions. I would ask you to show yourselves first."
Coming, dear.
I'll touch
sword away.
I'll touch Dan on the shoulder and say a little quick. Please let him be convincing. Let's not have to do
The
this.
only thing I'll suggest then is if Dan is leading down the main set of stairs with most of the party, but we'll need at least. I was going to suggest if I come down the smaller set of stairs, just so we don't get flanked if anything does go wrong.
If you like, yeah.
Just thinking, because otherwise it could be up that small set of stairs and round the back into the fleshy guys at the back quite quickly.
So if you want to position yourself in the room, what I would say to you is around the bottom of the stairs or bottom of the stairs. As you enter, I'll briefly go on again. The obvious points. Cages are obvious. Decaying corpses, there's 2 of them. This is a statue of a wolf-headed, it's a wood-carved, wolf-headed statue. And around this statue are piles and piles of coin and gems and pieces of jewellery. There's from the distance as you're walking down, you can't help but notice there's a large censer with coins spilling out of the top of it. There's a drinking horn that looks ornate. Just casually strewn about this statue as this woman is speaking to you. Next to her, as Akxikas and Rokkr appear around the corner, you can clearly see Kellen, the busboy that you knew back at the end of last home, and he is shying into and holding on to Zulika. I mean, he's about maybe 9, maybe 10 years old, but it looks like he is holding on to her, and she is trying to hold on to him in a protective way.
Okay.
Are you all positioned where you want to be?
I'll be just behind Nik. So I've just tried to give him a little D4 blessing.
It kind of looks like you're trying to hide behind the bottom of the stairs there, Dan.
I'm doing what?
Just kind of almost looks like you're trying to just hide behind the bottom of the stairs.
So coming round, hands up, and then just asking her again. You said you just wish to talk?
She'll respond. She'll say, I do. I think there's been enough bloodshed. I am Zulika. I have claimed leadership of the pack temporarily.
Right. Then our agendas are the same. We have been tasked with returning these children to safety. We have not been tasked with killing.
She looks around the rest of her pack, all of the transformed werewolves, and she'll say that was the fear. these are our future. This is our pack's future.
They're not human, are they? They're not human anymore, are they?
She looks at Akxikas and she'll say, "What do you mean?"
Are they lycanthropes now? The way you're hanging on to little, it's like you could be his mother. Are you sort of his mother? Is that what you've been doing?
She'll turn to Kellen, look down at him, and Kellen looks up at her. And now Kellen sort of squints towards you as you've spoken, and he whispers something. Let's have a perception check just to see if you can pick.
Right, let's have a go.
Dan and Jarek, you can go as well. Sorry, Nik and Jarek.
Perception. I know that I've.
Yeah, no, right. So, Jarek, this is information that's due to your position. You can hear, but you two guys don't notice this, and you hear that Kellen, this small boy, whatever he's saying, he does clearly, and you hear it as a whisper, say the word Akxikas.
I'll just. Oh no, I don't know. I didn't hear him.
Do I get any form of inflection as to if he's telling her Akxikas or if it's more of he's posing a question?
No, he's telling her this fellow's name is Akxikas. As he's recognised you, you can tell he's sort of swinging back to you as Zulika holds on to him, and she'll say to you, "I'm not his mother. I'm his protector. What we are is irrelevant. I implore you to let us leave, so we can continue to live and exist."
I'll just say to Kel. Is it Kel, or young lad?
Kellen.
The one who recognised me.
Yeah.
I'll say, Kel, we were sent to take you home. Is this home now?
Okay, let's have a persuasion check at this point then.
Okie dokie. Persuasion. 19.
He'll say to you, this has become my home. I was taken away, and Zulika's and the pack have looked after me.
Are you happy with them?
He will say, "I would like to go home." And he looks up at Zulika, and he looks frightened as he looks up at Zulika. And you see Zulika look down at him, and she sort of nods in a quite a tender, motherly way. And she'll say, you hear her say, so she says it so you can hear, and she'll say, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Things have changed." And Zulika now looks up, and she'll address you all, and she'll say, "You have killed Kirill, the alpha of the pack. Kirill was not the leader until recently. He deposed Emil, my packmate. Emil is missing. As Emil and Kirill, as Emil is missing and Kirill is dead, I have assumed position of alpha, which I cannot maintain. If Kellen wishes to return with you, then I will allow it, and I will ask the same of all the children."
The ones in the cages we're going to take.
Regardless of what they decide, I ask you now to honour what the children say. That's my bargain with you. If the children want to stay with us, they stay. If they want to go with you, they go.
Yeah. Send a little message to Nik saying, that's how it is. I don't want to make them do anything they don't want to do.
Just as an out-of-game reminder, I can't remember, were we specifically tasked with retrieving the children, or was it just someone mentioned that they've been taken?
So
No,
Nick,
we were
your
actually here because the
one-legged
Rokkr
woman just said they've got children in the cave, and that's all the information we had.
We weren't outright tasked with it, were we?
No, we were
No.
here for treasure. We were here for some. I can't remember what we were here
Yeah, I know
for.
what we're here for. I know the other bits we're here for. I just couldn't remember if we were directly tasked to bring them somewhere. I mean, if that's the case, that seems like a very fair bargain. I mean, I'll try and catch Nick's eye and give a very, very slight nod.
Yeah. So I'll say that sounds fair. However, I see fear on the faces of these children. Can you reassure them that they may speak honestly without fear?
She turns to the other werewolves and she'll say, This is the time to decide. I am not your leader. I am just here trying to ensure our survival. We have the opportunity to leave. Whether the young ones come with us or not is up to them. You've all heard and you've all understood what is happening. We have two solid choices. The third is not an option. First is we agree to what they're saying. Second one is we fight and die. The decision is yours. As leading alpha, I say, let's let the children go if that's what they want to do. So what I'm going to do is we've got 7 roles. So she is trying to persuade. She's not alpha. I don't know how this works. I don't know how wolves work, and I don't want it to sound like a sexist thing. I believe alpha has to be male in pack society. No, is it? Can they be female?
There's an alpha. There's 2. There's an alpha pair.
Yeah.
In which case, let's make this even easier. Then she has alpha female is going to make this statement, and the rest of the werewolves retract their claws from the children, and she will turn to you and say, It's a deal. I have your word that you won't attack us.
Don't return till tomorrow, and we'll be long gone by then.
Okay. So one last. In fact, no. She will agree to this. She will say, "I agree." Before we leave, we need to ask the children one final time. Universally, all the frightened children in the cage are too frightened to answer. They are just petrified, terrified. You can plead one final case towards Kellen to try and talk him into staying with you.
Well, I don't want to do because I can't take him home because I can't go home myself. So
I thought Kellen had turned to her and said he wanted to go home.
Kellen
he
did.
did. But, I mean, we can't take it. We can make. I was just say we can't. I'll say to Kellen, we can't take you home because we're stuck here as well as you.
We can take him somewhere
we can
safe.
Take you safe. But if you do want to stay, he says, then you can stay. Don't want you to feel pressured. If you're happy with these guys and they've been good to you and you want to stay,
okay,
off you go. If not, we'll take you to safety.
Fine. Yeah, go on, Dan.
So, and to the other children who you said were too scared to answer, you've heard the deal we've made. I believe that they will honour it, even if you don't want to vocalise it. If you wish to leave this place with us, come and stand with us. If you stay with the werewolves, we will take that or with this tribe, we will take that as your answer.
Okay. So, as part of this pack, then we'll forget the map tools for a second. Is all the werewolves? They will open the cage, take the rocks off, and let all the children out. All the children file round to the east wall as the werewolves move to the west. And Kellen looks to be slightly older than the rest, slightly bigger, and he'll sort of go up to a few. Let's have a group perception check. I'm going to make this a difficult one though. Just to see.
Or insight?
Can Azrael get involved?
He...
Yeah, he gets
No,
say?
because
Oh.
you have to be in his eyes, don't you?
By saying
No, he can make.
difficult.
He can still do. He can. If he sees something, he can let me know. He can
Oh, okay.
telepathically
Yeah, go on
tell
then.
me.
Go on then. That's quite good so far.
By saying difficult, did you mean with disadvantage?
No, not with disadvantage. You don't get advantage though, Mark.
Oh, 15 then. Hang on. He does get advantage on perception checks.
For what?
Anything.
Owl.
The owl.
Anything sight or sound related.
Okay, right. Yeah, that's a reasonable check. You can all see that the children are sort of shying away from Kellen as he walks around. But now that there's sort of a sense of a breath of freedom as they travel around the east wall, as they're shying away from him, they do all start walking towards you. And as Kellen leads them towards you, and all of the werewolves are where Jarek is stood now on the west, they're trying to get round that way. And you can tell by the body language that they want to get past you. They want to get out.
Okay, I'll step. No, seeing them doing that, I will step to one side so they're not having to force past me, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we'll try and speak to the lady werewolf before she leaves, because I do have additional questions.
Yeah. Okay, so they start filing past, and Zulika, as she sort of takes the lead, she'll be there marshalling them past. And as they make it past you, they sort of see Rokkr looking all menacing in the corridor. They peg it. They run through north and up the stairs. As soon as they're out of line of sight.
So can I just confirm, when you said they're leaving in the sense of they want to leave the werewolves, or they want to leave with the werewolves?
The children.
Yeah.
The children want to leave with you guys.
Okay.
Except for Kellen.
No, Kellen wants to leave with you guys as well.
Has he come with them as well?
Yes. Yeah. Zulika, so they're almost out. Zulika's sort of waving the last one out as she turns.
Yeah, so I want to gesture across at the statue and the treasure and everything. And I've literally just gone back to read the tarot cards to remind me what they said, and just ask her if that's a statue of Mother Night.
It is. It's our statue of Mother Night. Yeah.
Ask about the thing that we've come for.
And these are all offerings that the pack have left for her.
Indeed, they are sacred to Mother Night. I would ask you not to touch them.
Okay. I'll mention that I'm looking for a holy symbol that I've been told belongs to Mother Night to help us fight against Strahd.
She will say there are many trinkets in the treasure.
Well, we will be taking this one. Everything else can stay, because we'll be taking the one he's just asked about. We're taking that.
Yeah, because you're not there, Mark. Really, it says she's.
I'm having this quiet conversation around this corner while you guys are all around here with the kids.
I'm sorry.
Don't leave Mark alone with the kids.
I might eat them.
She will. You very much get the impression she's sort of laissez-faire about it. She'll say, "These are the possessions of Mother Night. I'm asking you not to take them." As she goes to move the last werewolf out, and then she's looking.
I'd still kind of hold her attention and try and keep her. I'd be like, I understand that with being, a man of faith, and but this is something we've been tasked with retrieving to help remove Strahd from power in Barovia. Whether that's something they would be aligned with or not is beside the point. And I'm more than happy to lay other gifts in its place if the item we're looking for is there. Does you think that would be acceptable?
She will say, and it's not she's trying to be diplomatic when she'll say to you, I have told you my position. I've told you what is happening. What you choose to do is beyond my control.
I appreciate her candor.
You at the mention of so she moves past and moves out.
I got no reaction from her about the trouble for Strahd. There was no reaction about that. Or,
Well, have an insight if you like, then, just to see if you picked anything up.
I was just going to ask her about a pack mate as well, but yeah, 22.
Okay. At the mention of Strahd, you can see sort of frustration.
Frustration. Okay.
Yeah, which would lead you on to asking other questions if you wish.
Yeah. So I'll then just have a couple of quick questions about, she said that her pack mate's gone missing and Krill took over. Was it direct? Was the pack, I don't know how it works exactly in the werewolves and such, but was there a fight and then he went missing afterwards? Did he go missing and you've only got Krill's word for this? Or because I know the werewolves under Krill seem to have been, well, not necessarily under Krill, but seem to have been working with Strahd because we've encountered them previously. Was the previous pack master allied with Strahd or?
So with your 19, you already, it was investigation, but we'll add the 19 to your insight. Yeah, not to worry.
I'm sorry, yes.
No, it's fine because you're rolled 19 anyways.
Even higher.
Yeah, don't worry. So what you see is with your insight is she has made sure her fellows have escaped, and she's putting herself in a position. So in terms of the map, she'd be here. But she's still talking to you, and she's doing the thing where she's locked you in, and she's just sort of casually sidestepping round, but she'll stop and converse with you, so it's not rude. And she will say to you that Emil, my pack mate, he wanted the pack to expand. The pack was diminishing, so Strahd sent us out, and we took the young and converted all of them. Kirill decided that this was not his way. He wanted to convert the strongest. So Kirill took the children and made them fight each other. The strongest were turned into pack. This, with the two approaches, Emil decided that Kirill decided that his way was best. He disappeared, and when he returned with Strahd's wolves, his dire wolves, and he ordered Emil to the castle. Emil has not been seen ever since.
Okay.
Since this, Kirill has instructed us to use the children to fight against each other. The strongest were turned.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything else for her. I think that's
okay. So she's going to continue. She'll say, and then she just turns around. She doesn't say anything. She just makes sure you've finished. She turns. As she turns, she drops into wolf form, and the curtain at the back. As you've walked round, you can see her walk, and she pelts it now. And you can see, as she goes through, the curtain is actually made of human flesh.
Oh, I was hoping tabaxi flesh, so it was at least kind of cute.
Sure, tabaxi flesh, why not? As the curtain ripples, I'll just open it up for you. There's stairs leading up behind the curtain. Okay,
anyone want a nice new cape?
Mark's not here. Make it for Akxikas. Actually, that'll add to his look, won't really, won't it? You've got all of the children sort of lined up, looking terrified, emaciated. Some of them battered and bruised, and none of them making any sound. All of them sort of looking towards their feet. Cold, hungry, scared. What do you want to do?
Do we
Summon
have
a swan
rations?
for them.
I've got a few days worth of rations left on my character.
And summon a level 1 swan, well, level 2 swan. Give them a nice warm feeling and something to play with.
So if I've got rations as well, I'd kind of.
But we don't need a full day's worth. You just need to give a bit each because you don't want to give someone that's that far
So
behind.
I'll use one of my rations and kind of share it out to the children and kind of just.
Okay, so if you, I mean, it's a good idea, Ted. I like the idea of summoning a sort of a magical swan to sort of play with the children. So eventually,
It'll heal them a little bit.
yeah, brilliant. So the children, they still look terrified. They're still well, in fact, the terrified is replaced with frightened. And as they start to go between these stages of terror to fear, they actually start, instead of just staring at the feet, they actually start crying. And when one of them starts to cry, that spreads around. And now they've just erupted into screams and cries of anguish, almost inconsolable, children crying and whimpering. Kellen is sort of stood there, sort of a little bit stoically, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
I'm just going to walk over and inspect the statue. As much as normally I'm involved, I kind of feel like Jarek's a bit distracted at the moment.
Yeah, sure. So in with so it's a statue. The children have started crying, Mark, but it's a good cry. They've gone from terrified to just frightened, and with that swan, Ted summoned a swan to heal them and make them feel better, which it has worked. But
they're all werewolves. What are we going to do with them?
So you've still got these two corpses, maggot-ridden corpses in the corner, which is where the smell was coming from. Around.
Oh, in which case we wouldn't have got the rations out. We'd have just handed them round.
So it brings us back to the old sausage zombie question, isn't it?
So in terms of what you see, I'll give you what's around the statue then, Adam, and you can please yourself what you do with it. So there's 4,500 copper pieces.
That's a bit much to carry.
Well, we're not stealing it anyway, are we?
900 silver pieces. 250 gold pieces. All the coins are of different mintages from lands that you recognise, lands you don't, and with Strahd's head printed on them. There's 30 50 gold piece gemstones and 7 100 gold piece gemstones.
Are we all together now, or is Adam still on his own?
Well, it was a bit more free reign now, but I'm up at the statue, whereas the rest of you are all still down the south with the kids. I'm just inspecting what's around the statue.
Do we know what? Have you found the thing that we came for?
No, because Dave's reading it all out at the moment.
There's 12 pieces of plain jewellery, 25 gold each. There's a finely wrought gold cloak pin inlaid with shards of jet, 250 gold. The drinking horn, engraved with dancing dryads, and satyr pipes, 250 gold. Ornate electrum censer, so this dish that has got platinum filigree that most of it sits in is 750 gold. And you can also see a jewel. It's a platinum jewel that looks as if it's styled around the sun with a large ruby in the centre.
That'll be the one.
Can we ask Dan to detect?
Yeah. Who's our best for detecting magic? Whoever it is, I'll want to bring them over. Is it done?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
I can identify
the play test where everyone's got ritual, haven't we, Dave? Otherwise, I'll use the spell slot. But if we're doing the play test where paladins have got ritual, I'll ritual cast it.
Is that because with the play test, I'm sticking to what is current play test?
Yeah, they've not changed it. They'd put in their initial document they were giving all spellcasters the ritual tag.
Sure. Yeah. So 11 minutes. You can, as you're sort of trying to. Well, I don't know what you're going to do for 11 minutes, but the symbol is showing clear signs of magic, and nothing else appears to be magic.
I'll identify it then, Dave.
Is the School of Magic? It's not necromantic, is it?
No.
I I'll go.
Most magic items are just enchantment, aren't they?
Yeah.
If it's a holy thing, though, it might be holy, mightn't it?
Well, it could. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a specific school of magic, though, Mark.
Divine, isn't it? Divinity?
No, that's
Ability, not school.
yeah.
Unless they state otherwise, most of them are just enchantment because they're enchanted items.
Yeah.
Generally.
Does it matter?
It's mainly just making sure it's not like
No, it's
necromancy.
not
Yeah,
necromancy.
we'll go with enchantment. Yeah.
I just kind of nod at Jarek and confirm his suspicions that that's what he's after.
Do you want me to identify it?
I mean, you're welcome to if you want to, but
I'll identify it. 11 minutes. As long as you sit here for 11 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Sure. So what it is, Mark, is a holy symbol of Ravenkind.
What does that do?
So it requires attunement by a good-hearted faithful of Barovia, or at least a good-hearted paladin or cleric. Yeah. So the holy symbol has 10 charges, and it regains 1d6 plus 4 charges at dawn. It has 3 abilities. The first ability, expend 1 charge to hold vampires.
so what?
You heard. So vampires and vampire spawn within 30 feet of the holy symbol. When it flares, must make a DC 15 Wisdom save. On a failed save, target is paralyzed for 1 minute. Repeat the save as normal.
Not just one vampire, but vampire or vampires.
All vampires within 30 feet. That's 1 charge.
Strahd can pass his saving throws.
3 charges. Turn undead. If you have the turn undead or turn on holy feature, you can expend 3 charges when you present this holy symbol while using the feature. When you do so, undead have disadvantage on their saving throws against it. And the last ability, for 5 charges, as an action, you can present the holy symbol to make it shed sunlight in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. The light is sunlight and lasts for 10 minutes or until you end the effect.
Right, I'll stand up for my ritual because I haven't said any of that, so no one knows yet. I'll stand up for my ritual, step up to Adam, just do a little bow, and I think it says, "This is for you, good sir," and hand him the medallion and tell him what it does.
Okay.
And we said, well, no, we didn't say we were going to take that. I did, but I wasn't there. But
well, I never actually said I wasn't going to take it, so
it's what we came for.
Yeah. I am going to stick, as long as the group's got no issue. I am going to stick with making an offering back down on it as a gesture for taking something.
Your old holy symbol. You'll never need that again.
I was going to suggest us leaving something as a.
We could leave a child.
Well,
yeah,
we've got. To be fair, we've got quite a lot of gold value in the bag of holding by this point.
We've got quite a lot of children. We don't need them all.
I don't think we should be paying the werewolves particularly. I mean,
we're not paying the werewolves. It's a gesture to Mother Knights. We're taking an item from her.
Put it that way, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's more what I was thinking. It's just, I don't know, it feels right because I don't like, as a cleric, I don't particularly want to take anything from any
other god. Yeah, I can understand that.
But this feels.
What we got then? What about the flute?
Well, I was thinking the flute. Unless anyone's got any objections. I mean, the stuff of value we've got in the bag. We've got the 4 assorted gems. We've still got a carnelian gem. We've got cheap jewellery from the Hag's house. Still, so that's a bit crap. Fancy flute. We've got a jewellery box that we were offered 300 gold for back when we got it. Yeah. But we kept onto it. We've got a few moss agate minor gems. And we've got an opal, but I don't think it's a full-size opal because a full-size opal is worth £1,000.
Well, I think the flute was worth 200 gold. So, I mean, I think that's...
Did we know anything else about the flute other than it being a nice, shiny flute?
No, but
it's worth 200 gold. Hello?
Yeah, as in, was it investigated at all?
No, but when Dan did his thing, just it would have highlighted if it was.
Yeah, it's not
That's
magic.
right.
It's not magic.
That's what I wanted to know. That's
Yeah,
what-
sorry, yeah. We didn't specifically, but it would have been pinged up there.
Yeah,
So unless anyone else wants to make an offering of anything or anything like that.
I'm down with the flute, so to speak.
There's no
Down with the
flautists in this group.
Yeah. Now, trumpets are rubbish.
Yeah, so I'll lay the flute down. I'll also use one of the candles and bits of incense I've got in my bag and just say a prayer to say thanks from,
To the Mother Night.
Yeah, I'm not going to say thank you from my brain's stopped working for God names. I'm going to stick with my own God rather than the one of the doctor here, because
almost
thanks from the sun god versus that to Mother Night probably wouldn't go down very well.
Yeah, sorry, I missed some of that. Adam, Mark was talking as well. What did you say?
Sorry.
I'm just going to light a candle, burn some incense over it, and say a prayer of thanks from my God for an apology and a thanks for this item in the fight that we were against.
Okay, sure. So the children are still crying in the corner. You take the holy symbol. It is going to require attunement, but it's the holy symbol of Ravenkind on D&D Beyond. It should be on the inventory.
I'll go find it in a sec.
Yeah. Where are we? 10 to 10. What do you want to do?
What was the next thing on the
plan
list?
with returning these children? Well, probably not whatever was next on the list with 7 children in tow.
They're all werewolves.
They're not all werewolves. These are the ones that didn't win the fight and haven't been turned.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes, because the other ones we fought outside and probably killed.
That's why she gave us gave them the choice. Well, I'd suggest, because the next target was
The Abbey.
The Abbey. I mean, do you reckon we could probably run these guys back to the ravens at the vineyard and get them to hold on to them just for a bit while we go to the Abbey?
We know we can trust the rear ravens. So I reckon that's a plan. They've got a big farm down there. I'm sure the kids could help out a bit, and maybe they could relay a message, to Valaki.
Maybe they could be turned into were-ravens and not werewolves. That's a positive.
We'll see.
Worst case scenario, we can just get the kids drunk so they can sleep for the night.
He sounds like a man with these priests and getting kids drunk. I don't know.
It's a relaxant alcohol.
It is. And a depressant.
So is that the plan? We head back to the winery with the children for safekeeping and then continue on our way.
I'm down with that. Do we need a long rest? I'm okay, I reckon. A short rest would probably be all right.
I'm not going to have a long rest in the werewolf cave.
No.
I'd try to see if we can get back to the vineyard and maybe have a short rest there, because the first question I'll be like is, why are you back here with the wine still?
Yeah, we've got a good reason for that.
Yeah.
So we'll set off back. If no one objects, Dave, we'll set off back towards head towards the
wine
winery.
Is still in the tower.
Sorry,
the wine is still in the tower.
Yeah.
The wine.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll move it forward a little bit. This is something that I wanted to include anyway. As you emerge from the cave, if you're not resting and you're moving straight forwards, as you emerge from the cave, one of the Markovs, the female Markov, I think it's Muriel with a sort of blue tinge to her hair. She's actually stood at the cave. Well, she's in raven form. You guys clock her as the raven flies off. She disappears behind a rock, and the humanoid Muriel walks towards you, and she bends down to her knees, and she'll say to you guys, I can't believe you've rescued all these children," and she'll gesture towards the children. And they, even though they're still crying, they move towards her, and she will turn to you and she'll say, we will look to the children, we will look after them for you. Kellen, however, will hold on to Akxikas, and he'll say, I'm staying with you, I'm not going.
Is there any way we can check? I'll use my telepathy to ask around of the group, can we check if he's a werewolf? Because the other kids seem scared of him. And, he wasn't a werewolf when I last saw him, but he might be now. Is there any way we can maybe check that with being a paladin, or I don't know, anyone?
It all depends. I'll try a divine sense, but I don't know if werewolves.
I'm not gonna turn him away, but I think we need to know what we're
Dad's
dealing
got an
with.
idea.
No, I missed like the last 30 seconds because you all froze.
We just
So
want
I
to
don't know
find
what
out
you're
if Kel wants to come with us. But so I've got no objection to that. However, we're asking if we can find a way to check whether or not he's a werewolf or not, or something of that.
I could cast Moonbeam on him.
So I'll try divine sense, Dave. I don't know if it will
try
reveal
that
anything.
first.
Yeah, you would know, Dan. You know that lycanthropy isn't revealed with divine sense.
It's celestial, fiend, or undead, so it wouldn't.
No.
And you can't cure it with. It doesn't count as a disease, does it, for cure disease purposes? Or does
we
it?
have
Curse or something potentially?
Do we have any silver pins?
I've got a silver dagger. I can ask him to hold it.
I tell you what, I'm going to ask him. Have you been? We need to know for the safety. The others seem cautious. Have you been turned?
He will say yes.
There we go. Did I believe him?
Okay.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
got
I'm not going to ask for any
werewolf.
rolls.
Awesome.
Right.
That's a lot easier.
Is a 10-year-old
I thought I'd
boy?
give that a go.
He's telling you the truth.
It'll be a 10-year-old boy forever.
They still not get older.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
wrong folklore.
Yeah.
I'm not for killing him or turning him away. And the
Oh,
woman
we have a
seemed,
pet werewolf. What?
the woman seemed honourable, which is really not like werewolves. They're chaotic normally. She seemed pretty lawful to me. I mean, obviously, I can't just say let's take him because it could be a danger to all of us. So, party vote.
If he's admitted he's a werewolf, show me a war face.
He changes into a tiny werewolf.
It's so cute.
Oh, he's adorable.
He is quite cute.
What breed? What breed?
What breed do you want?
He's a
Shih
wolf.
Tzu.
He's
Probably.
probably a wolf.
He's a werepuppy.
Is there any way we could detect bad intention in him? Any way to find? Is he trying to wait until we're asleep and eat us, or is he genuinely, wants to come with us for
Let's give him another go. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
So he turns back into Kellen again, humanoid Kellen, and he'll say, "I've not learned to control it yet. They kept me apart from the other children. This is not. Apparently, it's going to take me a while to get used to. But it's fun. I enjoy it, and I don't like it."
God, now what the fuck do we do? Right, I'll ask Rokkr. Rokkr knows him of old as well, and I'll just turn to Rokkr and say, "What do you reckon, dude? I mean, I'm not turning him away. What do you think?"
I'm all for taking Fenrir with us.
Right. Okay, we're going to have to start. I want to say to her, I said, I put my arm around him and said, right then, you're one of the gang. However, until you learn to control this stuff, we might have to, at certain times, restrain you in some way, but not hurt you. Is that okay? Will you be down with that? Until you can control it.
I get called out for trying to get the kids drunk. He wants to chain one up.
He's not on board with this. He'll say, "No, you've freed me. I'm free now. I'm free to hunt and to kill."
Well,
I will personally accept responsibility for him.
That's very big-hearted of you. That
And
takes a
Then we
weight
got
off
a
my shoulder.
werewolf ranger.
a man of the wilds and having what you call it. It's
Sausages.
I probably know. Oh, what's it called? The book I've got, Van Richten's
Van
Guide
Richten's
to.
Guide.
I know the most about werewolves, and I am also a ranger, a person of the wild,
Anti-spider, Jim.
Yeah.
Which is always nice.
So you would, from your Van Richten's knowledge, you would know that this. I mean, once turned, it goes one of two ways: either they're able to control it or they're not. It's normally not. And once the beast takes hold, they are transformed into just a feral beast. You would also know that it is a curse. Curses can be removed relatively simply by people of the divine ability to remove a curse is open. With the look in this young fella's eyes and the fact that he's on about hunting and killing, you would, and he's 10. The chances of him controlling this are near impossible.
So we remove the curse, or we'll have to kill him, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to ask Adam, have you got anything in your cleric repertoire?
Currently, no. I can't. Well, I don't know. I can't remember what, if it needs to be restoration or if it's just remove curse. If it's remove curse, yes, next time we rest. If it's restorations, no.
You'll have lesser, because that's second.
Yeah, but
I'd say if it's a curse, surely remove curse removes the curse.
I'm just going off old knowledge, and it never used to. You could, even a greater restoration didn't used to deal with it. So I don't know. I've not looked at it in more recent editions. So without metagaming it, I don't know.
Well, won't Rokkr have a good idea? Surely his Book of Goodness will have info on that.
Yeah, remove curse has always worked against lycanthropy, I believe.
Didn't used to back in 3.
Oh,
really?
Once
wording on it is all curses affecting one creature or object are removed.
Yeah, I thought always. Yeah, anyway, remove curse does do it, and so does greater restoration, but lesser restoration won't.
I kind of expected it to be greater restoration. So yes, in theory, I can remove it. But I think has he got to be willing or something? Or I don't know.
Don't think so.
Say willing. No, it didn't say willing. He could have prepared that today. That would have been a great combat trick in the fight. Just run around touching them and going, ha ha ha, human.
You're my friend now.
Head's past in Moonbeam and you're just running around stroking the faces.
So Miriel will take most of the children away, and she'll say to you that we'll prepare. We'll look after them. We'll look after them at the vineyard. We'll make sure that they're kept clean and safe.
You say we'll prepare them.
Did I? Was that? No, I didn't mean.
To go down. We'll prepare. No, move them away.
Yeah. But Kellen, he's still, before they move off, he's still wanting to stay with you guys. He knows Akxikas. He knows Rokkr from the inn where he used to work, and he was sort of friends with them. But he's also a werewolf. What shall we sort of wrap up the session for tonight then? Sort of 10 o'clock-ish. Where are we moving forward?
Before Mark gets back.
Sorry?
Let's all go before Mark gets back.
Yeah, and that's a wrap. So yeah, how are we going to wrap the session up? What we're going to do for next time is, I don't want to rush you guys, but
Tower and then Abbey, I would say.
Say Tower and then Abbey. So back to the tower first.
Tower to get the wine, Abbey to deliver the wine.
Did the werewolf need an escort back to the vineyard, or is she able to take all 7 children by herself?
She's pretty confident that she can take them by herself. You can see flying around. You can see other ravens flying around, and she's you know the deal. You're pretty confident that she'd be okay with it.
I take it none of them are messengers from the Blue Dragon.
No messengers from the Blue Dragon, though.
Kind of mentioned to Jarek he has the power to return all of the were-ravens to humans as well if we choose to.
Yeah, they're good though. We don't want.
So, tower, long rest, then off.
Okay, so you make it back to the tower without too much of an issue. You, I mean, by the time all of this is said and done, you're getting closer to night time, to sort of certainly dusk. Back at the tower as you go back up to the top with Kellen and set about long rest. You are safe and secure up there, so all of you, with the exception of Adam, can click long rest. Adam, Jarek, as you settle down to review your findings of the day and things that have happened, as your eyes start to close, you hear the howling of wolves, and as you're about to drift into a deep sleep, this howling gets louder and louder as jaws attack you and you wake up and jump up. And every time you try and drift off to sleep, you're unable to, and you wake up not refreshed. You do not get a long rest.
Okay.
You can. I'll give you. Bear with me. Yeah, even trying to attune to the holy symbol is impossible for you, as you're distracted with the howling of wolves and the gnashing of jaws.
Okay.
Did I miss something? How come that was just Adam, or was that something that we don't? Do any of us know about that or not? Is it?
You won't do that.
Oh, okie dokie.
Hmm.
So we still can't.
Hey, you've got another
can't,
fun curse. Wonder if you can kill things anymore.
It's whether it's this thing. Is it must be the carrying the item that does it.
So, session over for there.